National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Nscn, and its role in infiltrating Meitei militants to destabilize northeast India, particularly Manipur. The security situation in the northeastern state of Manipur, India, has long been a subject of concern due to the existence of various insurgent groups. These groups, most of which have their own unique agendas and ethnic motivations, have led to a turbulent and often violent political landscape. Among the numerous insurgent factions, the National Socialist Council of Nagalim Nscn, or Nscn-IM, a Naga insurgent group, has been one of the most influential and powerful. Its connections with external militant organisations, especially those in Myanmar, have had a profound impact on the region's stability. A recent development involving the infiltration of Meitei militants, a community indigenous to Manipur, into India from Myanmar, has raised fresh concerns regarding the ongoing insurgency and ethnic violence in the region. In a revelation by India's top anti-terror agency, the National Investigation Agency NIA, the Nscn-IM, has been accused of facilitating the infiltration of Meitei militants from Myanmar into India. According to the NIA's charge sheet, the Nscn-IM played a key role in assisting these insurgents, providing them with logistical support, arms, ammunition, explosives, and safe passage to carry out attacks in the Indian state of Manipur. This article seeks to explore the role of the Nscn-IM in helping infiltrate Meitei militants from Myanmar, the implications for the security situation in Manipur, and the broader geopolitical consequences for India. The role of Nscn-IM in northeast India's insurgency. The National Socialist Council of Nagalim Nscn, or Nscn-IM, is a prominent Naga separatist group. It has been engaged in a long-running insurgency against the Indian government, advocating for an independent Naga homeland. While the group signed a framework agreement with the Government of India in 2015, hailed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi as a historic step toward peace, the Nscn-IM has continued its operations in the region, often leading to violent clashes with Indian security forces. The Nscn-IM is part of a broader web of insurgent organisations in northeast India, many of which share ideological and logistical ties with one another. The group's leadership is primarily based in Myanmar, where it has forged alliances with other insurgent groups, including those based in the Meitei-dominated region of Manipur. These groups, such as the Kanglei Yaol Kanbalup KYKL and the People's Liberation Army PLA, are active in the hills of Manipur and have been involved in violent resistance against the Indian state. The relationship between the Nscn-IM and these insurgent groups is rooted in shared goals of opposing the Indian government and destabilizing the region. Over the years, the Nscn-IM has become a critical player in the insurgent network operating in the region, with its cross-border connections to Myanmar playing a significant role in its operations. The group's collaboration with militant organizations in Myanmar has allowed for the smooth flow of arms, training and fighters between the two countries, further fueling the violence in Manipur. Ethnic violence in Manipur, a fertile ground for militancy. In May 2023, ethnic violence erupted in Manipur between the Meitei community, which is dominant in the valley regions of the state, and the Kuki-Zo tribes, who are primarily located in the hill districts. The violence led to widespread unrest and displaced thousands of people. This ongoing conflict between the Meitei and Kuki-Zo communities created a volatile environment that insurgent groups, both local and external, sought to exploit. The ethnic divide in Manipur has been a long-standing issue, with tensions often flaring up between the Meitei and tribal communities over issues such as political representation, cultural identity and economic disparity. The situation was further exacerbated by the involvement of insurgent groups, some of which operate on the basis of ethnic or religious affiliations. These groups have used the ethnic conflict to further their own agendas, destabilizing the region and complicating efforts for peace and reconciliation. The ethnic violence that began in May 2023, therefore, presented a fertile ground for Myanmar-based insurgent groups, including the Nscn-IM, to further their cause. According to the NIA, the leaders of the KYKL and PLA, who were based in Myanmar, saw the conflict as an opportunity to inflame tensions in Manipur and create chaos. This period of instability allowed these groups to infiltrate the state, mobilise local youths, and escalate the conflict through acts of terror and violence.
The role of Nscn in facilitating the infiltration. The NIA's charges sheet, filed in March 2024, revealed the critical role played by the Nscn in facilitating the infiltration of Meitei militants into India. According to the charges sheet, the leadership of the KYKL and PLA, both Meitei insurgent groups, conspired with their counterparts in Myanmar to infiltrate Indian territory to carry out terror attacks. The Nscn provided them with the necessary logistics, including safe passage, arms, ammunition, explosives, and other terrorist hardware to carry out these operations. One of the key figures in this operation was Moirangthem Anand Singh, a member of the PLA. Singh was arrested by the NIA after his involvement in a weapons training camp in Manipur was discovered. According to the charge sheet, Singh had mobilized local youths and provided them with arms training to escalate the ethnic violence in the state. In July 2023, Singh participated in a training camp where 80 to 90 youths were taught how to handle firearms with the aim of intensifying the ethnic conflict. The NIA's investigation revealed that the Nscn had a clear interest in furthering its own agenda of destabilizing the region, as well as a desire to forge alliances with local insurgent groups in Manipur. The group's support for the KYKL and PLA was part of a broader strategy to foster instability in the region, destabilize the Indian government, and maintain its influence in northeast India. The strategic interests of Nscn and Myanmar-based insurgents. The Nscn has long been involved in efforts to carve out a separate Naga homeland, and its actions are often motivated by a desire to achieve this goal. The group's support for other insurgent organizations in northeast India, such as the KYKL and PLA, is part of its broader strategy to weaken the Indian state and create conditions in which Naga independence can be realized. In addition to its ideological motivations, the Nscn is also driven by strategic interests. By forging alliances with Myanmar-based insurgent groups, the Nscn gains access to crucial resources, including arms, ammunition, and training. These resources are essential for sustaining its insurgency and maintaining its position of influence in the region. Furthermore, the group's operations across the border with Myanmar give it a level of operational freedom that would not be possible if it were confined solely to Indian territory. The collaboration between the Nscn and insurgent groups like the KYKL and PLA also serves to create a united front of opposition to the Indian government. This front is especially potent when combined with the regional tensions and ethnic violence in Manipur. By inflaming these conflicts, the Nscn and its allies seek to maintain pressure on the Indian state and ensure that their demands for greater autonomy and ultimately independence remain at the forefront of political discourse in the region. The NIA investigation and the impact on Manipur. The NIA's investigation into the infiltration of Meitei militants into India from Myanmar has shed light on the deep and complex networks of insurgency operating in the region. The charges sheet, which details the involvement of the Nscn and its allies in facilitating terror attacks, underscores the need for greater vigilance and cooperation between India and Myanmar in countering insurgency and terrorism. The infiltration of militants into Manipur has further complicated an already delicate situation in the state. The ethnic violence between the Meitei and Kuki-Zo communities has resulted in significant loss of life and property. The role of insurgent groups in exacerbating this violence has led to widespread suffering and displaced thousands of people. The involvement of external forces, particularly the Nscn, has only served to fuel the flames of conflict, making it more difficult to achieve lasting peace. In response to the NIA's charges sheet, authorities in Manipur have increased their focus on counterinsurgency operations, targeting militants who are responsible for stoking ethnic violence and destabilizing the region. However, the situation remains volatile, and the presence of cross-border insurgent networks continues to pose a significant threat to the region's security. Conclusion. The role of the Nscn in infiltrating Meitei militants from Myanmar into India highlights the complexity of the insurgency in northeast India. The collaboration between the Nscn-IM and local insurgent groups like the KYKL and PLA has resulted in an escalation of violence and instability in Manipur, further complicating efforts to bring peace to the region. The infiltration of militants and the provision of arms and training to local youths demonstrate the extent to which insurgent groups are willing to go to destabilize the region and challenge the Indian government.
As the NIA continues its investigation into this transnational conspiracy, it is clear that addressing the insurgency in northeast India will require not only effective counterinsurgency operations, but also regional cooperation with Myanmar. Broader implications of this case also serve as a reminder of the ongoing challenges faced by India in countering insurgent activities and ensuring the stability of its northeastern states. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from Zalingam Media. We'd love to have you as part of our growing community. Thank you so much to all our incredible viewers from around the world. Your support means the world to us, and we're excited to continue this journey with all of you. Stay tuned for more awesome content.